President Bola Ahmed Tinubu approved 70,000 naira as a new national minimum wage for Nigerian workers on the 18th of July 2024 after a meeting with the leadership of the Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress. The National Assembly later passed the minimum wage bill into law, approving a 3-year review period. The process of implementation began with federal government saying they have completed the table for junior staff, while the table for senior staff minimum wage is ongoing, with the promise of implementation as soon as the table is completed. Adamawa State government surprised the Nigerians as the first day to commence the payment of a 70,000 naira minimum wage to workers in the state. The 70,000 naira minimum wage fulfills the commitment made by Governor Fintiri during his meeting with the Labour Union on August 19, 2024 to start payment immediately. Other states have commenced negotiation with Labour leaders, while states like Gombe is waiting for federal government's table as a guide to implement the new minimum wage. On this episode of the program, our guest shall be discussing the implementation of the new national minimum wage by Adamawa State and what is expected of others. Welcome to another episode of Nigeria Today. I am your carrier, Clinton. Thanks for joining us. I'm being joined in the studio for this conversation by Comrade Tommy Etimo-Cohen. He's the first Deputy President, Trade Union Congress of Nigeria, and he's the National President, Association of Senior Civil Servants of Nigeria. Glad to have you.
Thank you. But just to correct the impression on the outgoing.
The outgoing?
Yes, the immediate past
president. Okay, the immediate past president, National President, Association of Senior Civil Servants of Nigeria.
Thank you, yes.
Thank you for that correction. Now, let's start with the conversation. The Adamawa State government has commenced payment of the new national minimum wage. And how do you perceive this move?
Well, let me say that, should I say the right step in the right direction or a little bit in a haste? The reason being that, once the bill is being signed into law, become an act, the National Income, Salary and Wages Commission need to sit back and then look at the nitty-gritty, taking cognizance of the consequential adjustment, which is very key, because that would determine the grade level and step. Otherwise, if you just hear the announcement of 70,000, then you start paying 70,000, it therefore means that the workers will be shortchanged. The template will give a direction, in category where a grade level, maybe let me say grade level 4, step 1, step 2, step 3, step till 15 where the bar is, and then like that. So that graduation is very key because that will bring about a level of enhancement. And if we expected that to have come in, so for the states to start the implementation, I wouldn't know, because if they have worked out their consequential adjustment, or if there have been any meeting with the Joint Public Service Negotiation Council with the state to determine that, because otherwise the workers in that state may be, shortchanged. So it is very important. And why we are taking this route is for us to ensure that the right things, is done. Because one thing is for us to have negotiated and then gotten the 70,000 naira minimum wage. Another thing is, for the government, both at federal, state, and even the local government, to sit back and then come up with the template that would take into cognizance the consequential adjustment. That is very key to us, So I wouldn't know because I've just had the implementation by the Adamawa State. I comment, but I think the right thing need to be done in that direction.
Are you saying it's a little bit hasty?
Well, I could say that because except they have done the needful, because that's why I said I wouldn't know, and there's no feedback from our members to ensure whether those consequential adjustment was taken into consideration in implementing that.
However, I know you said it might be a little bit hasty. You don't know what would have happened if they have considered all the issues and done all the computation and all of that. Now, how do you think this move by the state would serve as a motivation to others yet to implement the minimum wage?
Well, it's a right thing. It's a right thing to be done, because where some states were saying that they will not be able to pay, even 62,000 as was contemplated then, and even the 70,000 when Mr. President in July 18 came up with that, with the organized labor, there were a lot of, maybe miscommunication, from the managers of information from the states that XY states have already said they will not be able to pay. But we only took consolation from what happened in Edo State, because even before the federal government came up with 70,000, Edo State governor have already come out with that. So that gave us all. So what Adamawa State governor have done is also addition to spur other governors. If states with a lower let's say revenue, have taken the bold step to do that, there is no moral justification for any state to do otherwise. So it's a good step in the right direction. It's also an encouragement to the organized labor that yes, the issue of national minimum wage implementation is kickstarting in the right footing. But like I said, with a caveat, I just hope that they have done the needful by ensuring that consequential adjustment, have been taken care of in the implementation process.
Okay, having said that, we have about 8 states that said, yes, we're going to pay this, including, of course, the Adamawa State government. Now, looking at the past, what we've experienced in the past, even the 30,000 naira, some states at the time were not really, paying this amount to the workers. Now, what would you say about this move? Having 8 states come out to say, we are going to pay, while some of them are still waiting for
there's no cause to think about how it was yesterday, because the present socio-economic challenges will give no room for any government, either at federal or state or local government, to contemplate that. The reason is that you can see the hunger strike protest, it's also a signal. And when this kind of development is involved, there's no governor that wants to be recalcitrant about payment of national minimum wage. Yes, what happened as at yesterday, the price of petrol, the cost of living, vis-a-vis other social challenges, were not as it is today. So the present socioeconomic realities has given government a good fight for them to walk their talk. So we cannot even remember what happened yesterday, but we are talking reality. A lot of states will also do other things to caution the gaps that will be created by the 70,000 naira national minimum wage.
Now, having said that, what strategy do you think, or what measure do you think should be put in place to ensure that we don't have a repeat of
the Minimum Wage Act has already taken care of that, because there are also penalties for any recalcitrant government, in the implementation of the national, whether public or private sector. So that is already there embedded, and we need to ensure that when monitored, any state find callable will also get the route of the law. That one is given.
Okay, now what strategy should be proposed or considered to expedite the implementation of the new national minimum wage in the in the country?
Yeah. Like I said, and I know the capacity of the chairman of National Salary, Income and Wages Commission. I can speak authoritatively that I know, even as at last week, they are meeting, consistently meeting to ensure that what needs to be done in terms of ensuring that the tabulation is gotten right with Ministry of Finance, Budget Office of the Federation. I think that one is doing so. But I also want to encourage them to do more, because the pressure from the economy is not friendly with the workers, so they need to do more to get it done on time. And we're also looking at when it takes effect, because when the Minister of State for Labor in his workers address assured us that whenever that the effective date for the implementation of the national minimum wage will be 1st of May. So we are taking cognizance of that, and we are anxiously looking to see the effective date for implementation being 1st May of 2024.
Okay, right now we're going to take a short break and go to Yola, where Yusuf Jika will give us a view of some workers in Adamawa who benefited from the new minimum wage. Cool. Don't go.
I'm in grade level 9 in the civil service. Before, I was collecting 46,000 as my salary, but now I'm able to get up to 96. So we appreciate the governor for the efforts and all he has done to put a record and a landmark in the whole nation of Nigeria. He has done better, he has done best in terms of welfare of staffs.
Honestly, I feel so elated, I feel so happy. I'm proud to be a civil servant in Adamawa State under Governor Ahmadu Umaru Fintri. I was receiving slightly above 90,000, and when I got a lot of over 150,000, I was like, wow, I don't need to look for any federal government job again. I'm satisfied where I am.
Mouth cannot express my gratitude. This gentle comrade that we have never seen in the history of labor in Adamawa State just approved 70. We thought it was a joking until when everybody see a lot. In fact, my battery run down. I could not express my gratitude and happiness to His Excellency for this gesture that he has done. It's 110% my salary now. Before I was collecting 72,000, I'm now collecting 148,000. It's my take-home pay. We are going to put 110% effort in every policy of the government. We are his foot soldiers. We must ensure all policies and programs of government are implemented to the core.
While his colleagues in some other states are shying away from the obligation to, more especially workers, here in Adamawa State it has always been a good one for us, because even in 2019 he set the pace actually in northern Nigeria as in the payment of the 32,000 naira minimum wage. So we are not surprised actually, because that has been his antecedents, and he has lived actually to his word as governor, as workers' governor. And I want to implore you to go around the MDS and feel the pulse of the workers. Actually, workers of Adamawa State are happy.
Welcome back. This is still Nigeria Today, and we're looking at the implementation of the new national minimum wage by Adamawa State. And of course, I have a gentleman here in the studio with me. Now, you listened to some of the staff. Of course, you were talking about some, a consequential adjustment and all of that. What do you make of their reaction?
Well, I want to say that it's good, but like I said, I'm still not yet convinced, the template they use, because where you have the consequential adjustment, it cut across steps, the grade level, and as the step graduated, that is how you have the enhanced pay. Like someone who said level 9, he was got 95,000 or thereabout, but he's now getting 46,000 or thereabout. I think it is in line, but you still have to be cautious in the studio, not to rock the boat, because until we have a feedback from the field, from a member, before we know, the consequential adjustment they adopted, because the federal will state the template as it is, for the state to also follow suit. But having said that, you can see the worker, they are happy because they have gotten something different from what used to be the case. Somebody said he used to get 45,000, but he's now getting 90-something thousand, which I know by graduation he might have gotten 100 and something. So it's good. I want to commend Adamawa State, for taking this lead. But whatever gap that will exist, I know he's going to balance up. But I want to commend his dexterity.
You're taking a quick step.
Yes.
And also, what do you tell the workers? Having been paid the new national minimum wage, something of course there are high expectation from the workers.
Yeah, where much is given, much is also expected. And I also feel that the government should go a step further to ensure that transportation, is taking into cognizance, because you might have that and will be consumed by transportation. And again, you also need to look at the educational sector, where free and compulsory education should come to play. Not only that, it should also have an encouragement for people to go to farm by ensuring that the security of life and property in that domain is being taken care of. It's very important, because that will also encourage the workers to make some saving, and most importantly, you should also look at the issue of housing for the workers. Once these are taken into cognizance, whatever you take home, as your minimum wage, you'll be able to save. And when you save, the bank will be able to have money. And when the bank have money, there will be a spillover effect, because the informal economy can get money from the bank and then, expand their nano business, and then there's going to be that productivity and the national competitiveness that can lead to international ranking.
Okay, now, how do you think, unions at state level across the country can negotiate? Because right now, some of the states, the unions are negotiating with the state government for this implementation. So how do you think that these unions negotiate with the state government for the implementation of the new wage without dispute?
No. You see what the main negotiation of minimum wage is being done by the organized labor. What happened in terms of meeting the consequential adjustment is done by National Public Service Negotiation Council, where the states will meet, and they agreed on what have to be done. And where I've said, there's no point for you to quarrel over things you own. All you need is patience, and we get it right. Like I said, it's the workers' money. Apart from the fact that the socioeconomic challenges is pressing on the worker and every family, especially now that school will soon resume. So the tendency is that let government come out, and then work out the modalities on time to effect the payment. That will also help to reduce the pressure from the home front. So our advice is that, yes, let's go ahead in the negotiation, but let's also understand that they have to be give and take in balancing the equations, which by by way of collective bargaining, these are very germane. And then the state should also be able to walk the talk by keeping, to whatever collective bargaining agreement they reach without being reneging. Those are all the factors that lead to industrial unrest. So I want to encourage, our members in the state, negotiate in good faith. Let government also negotiate in good faith, and let the implementation of the national minimum wage at all levels start in earnest.
Okay, away from the new minimum wage implementation, Nigeria's annual gross domestic product (GDP) experienced a growth of 3.19% in the second quarter of 2024, after many years of decline. 3.19%. After many years of decline, according to the NBS. How good is that?
Well, I want to say that it's a welcome development. But one of the problems we have in this country is, dates of data. Because, without sounding suspicious, but I need to say, I just pray that what they have put before the wall is nothing but accurate. If that is accurate, I want to salute the managers of the economy. And I also want to use this opportunity to also let the managers of the economy think differently. Because if, no matter how the growth has risen and we are celebrating, then the cost of governance is still very high, is like achieving nothing. So government needs to look at cutting the cost of governance. It is very important so that whatever growth we have, we can look at and then celebrate it in earnest that we have achieved something.
Now,
otherwise, it'd be an effort in futility.
Now, with this growth, is this a sign of good things to come?
Well, it's a sign of good thing to come, like I said. But the good thing to come cannot stand alone. There are other indices of which you mentioned, and that is why if the cost of governance is overbloated, it therefore means that the good thing to come will also be floating. So it's good that when the good thing comes, he meets, other basic things that needs to be done right, so that we can at least experience socioeconomic relief.
Now, what would be your parting words to whether government or labor workers on these issues? Back to minimum wage implementation.
I want the workers to believe in Nigeria. The Japa syndrome is an ill wind that blows no one any good, because nobody will tell you what they suffer out there. But we can sit down together and weather the storm. In every storm, there's an opportunity for people to get relief. Nothing good come easy. Today we celebrate America after many years of independence, over 200 years of independence. I feel that Nigeria could be better, and that is why no matter how we got the abuses, we still believe in government as organized worker to agree on the 70,000 minimum wage. My parting word for the government, please walk the talk and effect the implementation of the national minimum wage on time.
Thank you very much. With that, we'll wrap up today's episode of Nigeria Today. Very big thank you to Comrade Tommy Etim Okon. He's the first Deputy President, Trade Union Congress of Nigeria, and the former National President, Association of Senior Civil Servants of Nigeria.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time and your contribution.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And thank you for being part of the program. Don't forget, Nigeria Today airs every weekday at 7:30 p.m. on NTA News 24. You can also watch a repeat at 10 p.m. tonight, as well as other episodes on www.youtube.com/NTA News 24 Hub. Once again, thank you for watching. I am Eucharia Clinton. Goodbye.